Senator Sinema on Thursday night offered critical support for President Joe Biden's domestic agenda after party leaders agreed to change new tax proposals at her request, indicating she would move forward on Democrats' sweeping economic package that has been the product of intensive negotiation. Sinema's support means Democrats likely will have 50 votes in their caucus to push the bill through their chamber by week's end, before it moves to the House next week for final approval. And while the plan is scaled back from Biden's initial Build Back Better package, the latest bill, named the Inflation Reduction Act, would represent the largest investment in energy and climate programs in U.S. history, extend expiring health care subsidies for 3 years and give Medicare the PO. The legislation would impose new taxes to pay for it. A remaining hurdle for Democrats, a review by Senate parliamentarian Elizabeth McDonough, who must decide whether the provisions in the bill meet strict rules to allow Democrats to use the filibuster-proof budget process to pass the legislation along straight party lines. But after days of talks with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Sinema indicated she was ready to vote to proceed. Subject to the parliamentarian's review, it'll move forward, she said in a statement after maintaining silence over the bill for more than a week. In the statement, Sinema indicated that she won several changes to the tax provisions in the package, including removing the provision that would have tightened the carried interest loophole, which aimed to raise the taxes paid by hedge fund and private equity managers. That proposal would have raised $14 billion. She also suggested that she won changes to Democrats' plans to pare back how companies can deduct depreciated assets from their taxes, a key demand by manufacturers that had lobbied Sinema over their concerns this week. "We have agreed to remove the carried interest tax provision," Protect advanced. To make up for the lost revenue, Democrats agreed to add a 1% excise tax on companies' stock buybacks as part of the agreement, raising another $73 billion, according to a Democratic aide. The agreement will include a new excise tax on stock buybacks that brings in far more revenue than the carry. The $300 billion target in deficit reduction had been the key priority of Senator Joe Manchin, a West Virginia Democrat who signed on to the deal after negotiations with Schumer last week.